Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel Pratik Singh Classes. This video is for CBSE Standard 10th Science. Okay, this is the 31st video for science and 7th part of the video for lesson 6. Okay, in this video we will start from the section 6.5, that is about excretion. Okay, means when we eat food, the food get digested. Okay, and the nutritions from the digested food is transported to all parts of our body, and the waste has to be removed away from the body. Okay, how the waste are removed, what are the organs which removes the waste from our body. Okay, we will study about all those things. Okay, fine. So let us start our today's class. Before I start our today's class, let me request to all of you once again that if you are new to my channel, please subscribe it now. Subscribe our channel Pratik Singh Classes. Hit the bell icon for all the videos. Fine. Section 6.5, excretion. We have already discussed how organisms get rid of gaseous waste generated during photosynthesis of respiration. Okay, means either in animals or in plants during photosynthesis or during respiration, we have seen that how the gaseous wastes come out from the body. Okay, fine. Other metabolic activities generate nitrogenous material which need to be removed. Okay, so in this metabolic activities, okay, our body generates a lot of nitrogenous materials. Okay, materials which contains very high amount of nitrogen compounds. Okay, and those are toxins for our body and it has to be removed. The biological process involved in the removal of these harmful metabolic waste from the body is called excretion. Okay, means the process by which our body removes these unwanted or waste or unuseful material from our body is called excretion. Different organisms use varied strategies to do this. Means in different organisms the method of excretion is different. Okay, in plants different, in birds different, in animals different. Okay, many unicellular organisms remove their waste by simple diffusion from body surface into the surrounding water. Okay, means when as in the case of amoeba, okay, when after digestion their body has to remove waste, okay, it just simply diffuses from their body cell to the surrounding environment. As we have seen in other processes, complex multicellular organisms use specified organs to perform the same function. Okay, all right. Now coming to excretion in human beings, section 6.5.1. in figure 6.13 you can see to the left hand side what is the system consist of. Okay, what are the organs we have for excretion, and all these combined together form the excretory process. The excretory system in human beings includes a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder and a urethra. Okay, so these are the organs which are which combine together to function excretion. Kidneys are located in the abdomen, one on either side of the backbone. As you can see in this figure here and here, these are the kidneys. Okay, urine produced in the kidneys passes through the ureterus into the urinary bladder where it is stored until it is released through the urethra. Okay, so here with this urethra it is being excreted outside. Okay, and mostly kidney separates nitrogenous waste like urea from our blood. Okay, and it goes to this urinary bladder where it stores up to some time, and once the urinary bladder becomes full, okay, we feel like we have to pee and we throw it. How is urine produced? Now the question arises here is, okay, the kidneys separates urine from blood. Okay, how urine is being produced in the body? The purpose of making urine is to filter out waste products from the blood. Just as carbon dioxide is removed from the blood in the lungs, nitrogenous waste such as urea or uric acid are removed from the blood in the kidneys. Okay, it is then no surprise that the basic filtration unit in the kidneys, like in the lungs, is a cluster of very thin walled blood capillaries As you can see in figure 6.14, a lot of capillaries are connected together in such a way that it diffuses urine or uric acid from the blood to the kidney. Each capillary cluster in the kidney is associated with the cup-shaped end of a tube that collects the filtered urine. Each kidney has large number of these filtration units called nephrons packed close together. Okay, some substances in the initial filtrate such as glucose, amino acids, salts and a major amount of water are selectively reabsorbed as the urine flows along the tube. Okay, and it is being mixed, these substances are being mixed with water and it goes to the, you can see here, bladder, and there it stores for some time and then we have to throw it out. The amount of water reabsorbed depends on how much excess water there is in the body and on how much of dissolved waste there is to be excreted. Means how much amount of water will be stored here or reabsorbed here in the kidney depends on how much extra amount of water is available in our body. Okay, and also how much extra amount or how much amount is the waste of the waste is there to be excreted. Okay, if during some days when we not eat or when we not drink a lot of water as required, okay, then the urine, the concentration of urea and uric acid in our kidneys becomes very high, and when we pee it smells very badly. Okay, the urine forming in each kidney eventually enters a long tube, the ureter, which connects the kidneys with the urinary bladder. Urine is stored in the urinary bladder until the pressure of the expanded bladder leads to the urge to pass it out through the urethra. Okay, the bladder is muscular, so it is under nervous control. Okay, that means our brain can control it very well. As we have discussed elsewhere, as a result, we can usually control the urge to urinate. Okay, means we can control, even if we feel that we need to go to restroom. Okay, we can control it up to some time. Okay, because as given here, it is nervous control controls it. Okay, because it is made of muscles. Coming to artificial kidney or hemodialysis. Okay, sometimes it happens that the person suffers kidney problem, kidney infection, and in that situation the kidney doesn't work well, and so the nitrogenous waste like urea or uric acid gets dissolved into the blood and it reaches to the each and every part of the body, and so the pH value of the blood changes. Okay, and it led to brain hemorrhage and lastly to death. Okay, in that situation the thing which can be done is we have to support the patient with artificial kidney, which removes nitrogenous waste from the blood. As you can see in this figure, kidneys are vital organs for survival. Several factors like infections, injuries or restricted blood flow to kidneys reduce the activity of kidneys. Okay, means there are many factors by which the kidney can get affected. This lead to accumulation of poisonous waste in the body. That means the amount of poisonous waste will start increasing. Okay, and its concentration will start increasing, which can even lead to death. In case of kidney failure, an artificial kidney can be used. Okay, it is an external machine which separates nitrogenous waste from the body. Okay, sometimes the person can also get kidneys to be transplanted, okay, from other person, mostly from their family members or from donors. An artificial kidney is a device to remove nitrogenous waste produced from the blood through dialysis. Okay, artificial kidney contain a number of tubes with a semi-permeable lining suspended in the tank filled with dialysing. Once again, let me remove this fluid. This fluid has the same osmotic pressure as blood, except that in the devoid of nitrogenous wastes, the patient's blood is passed through the tubes. During this passage, the waste products from the blood pass into dialysing fluid by diffusion. Okay, the purified blood is pumped back into the patient. This is similar to the function of the kidney, but it is different since there is no reabsorption involved. Okay, here water cannot be reabsorbed by the kidney, and also it happens outside the body. Okay, here we cannot control it like our nervous system controls the other part of the body. Okay, normally in a healthy adult, the initial filtrate in the kidney is about 180 liters a day. Means in each day our kidney filters this much amount of nitrogenous waste. However, the volume actually excreted is only a liter or two a day, because the remaining filtrate is reabsorbed in the kidney tubules for its further use. Okay. Now coming to excretion in plants, the way we excrete, okay, either solid waste or in liquid form. Okay, how does plant excrete? Okay, if the plants are making food, that means they must be consuming it, and there must have some waste for them which is generated in their body. How plants and trees, they throw away their waste? Let us understand this. Plants use completely different strategies for excretion than those of animals. Okay, means the excretion system in plants are totally different from us. Oxygen itself can be thought of as a waste product generated during photosynthesis. Okay, so during photosynthesis, plants, they consume carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. So here oxygen is really a waste for the plant which they give out from their leaves. We have discussed earlier how plants deal with oxygen as well as carbon dioxide. They can get rid of excess water by transpiration. Okay, means from their stomata, the leaves stomata, the excess water comes out during days. Okay, when stomata is open. For other waste, plants use the fact that many of their tissues consists of dead cells, and they can even lose some parts such as leaves. Okay, so the dead leaves falling from the plants, it is full of the waste of the plant which plants throw it out. Okay, so in the waste of in the form of leaves, okay, in the form of bark, plants leave out, or plants release their excrete. Many plant waste products are stored in cellular vacuoles. Waste products may be stored in leaves that fall off. Otherwise, other waste products are stored as resins and gums, especially in old xylem. Okay, these resins and gums are being used by human beings, okay, in cooking purposes. Plants also excrete some waste substance into soil around them. Okay, so in this way we know how animals and plants excrete. Okay, so this is the end of the chapter. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed it and you have learned a lot of things. Okay, this is a very small chapter, this is a very small video lesson for excretion process, okay, in human beings and then plants. Okay, in next video we will discuss something new of unit 7, or if you wish, just comment me in the comment section whether you want me to discuss the question answer. Okay, so till next video, take care of yourself, and also I request you once again to subscribe my channel Pratik Singh Classes, hit the bell icon for all the videos, and share the link of the video to all your friends. Fine, take care, bye bye.